what up, everybody? How's it going? This is episode number 105 of the Unknown Games podcast. I'm your host, Adrian, and I'm joined with my co-host of the day, as always, Alex.
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man. It's Monday here. You know, we're recording here on YouTube. So if you're listening right now, if you're joining us, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, follow the channel. And if you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes, you know, those audio platforms, go ahead, leave us a review, and go ahead and follow the YouTube while you're at it too. So just in case you just want to look at our faces, we're here for you.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in case. But no, how was your day? How's it been going?
It's good, I guess. It's fine. I'm like extra tired today.
Monday tends to do that to you. Tends to do it to us all.
I also ate a lot, so like literally moments before we started, like before I sat down back at my PC, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to cook anything. I was feeling kind of tired and lazy, so we ordered Burger King, right, from Uber Eats.
Oh god, what'd you get though? What'd you get?
So I was really hungry like when we put the order in, and you know how it is when you're super hungry and you're ordering food or whatever, right? It's pretty dangerous.
It's annoying.
Yeah,
They take longer than they need to.
I got they have like a Gente burger right now, unlimited burger. It's the it's like a double barbecue dantoka, like barbecue something, whatever. I don't know, right?
Oh, that
it's
sounds
like a
good.
Whopper. Yeah, I'm like, oh, that sounds good. I'll do that. So I got that. And then I also was hungry still. Oh, I was feeling really hungry. So I got 8 spicy nuggets.
But their nuggets are, well, we've talked about this numerous times on the show. Their nuggets are, well, they're all right. They're all right.
Yeah,
They ain't
so
McDonald's. They ain't the Mickey Nuggets.
I got through my Whopper and I was like, wow, I'm really full. Like, what have I done to myself? This sucks. So I'm like, I also got a combo, right? So I'm also eating fries at the same time.
Right.
And I get to my nuggets and I was like, I can't finish these. Like, I don't feel good. So I like left a bunch of nuggets in the fridge. On the topic of the nuggets though, by the way, I don't know if it's just me being really hungry or if they actually improved, but I got the spicy nugs and they're actually pretty good now.
They're actually good. Are they like actually they're a little bit more crispier? Because like when I got them, they seemed like they're crispy,
sucked,
but
right?
they're like kind of soggy. Yeah.
The breading was kind of thin or whatever. Yeah. So I got the spicy nugs. They did feel crispier, taste crispier. And they were like a little spicier than what I remember them to be. So I definitely feel like they upped their nugget game.
They upped the nugget game.
Yeah. Again, I don't even know if that's just me like being hungry or if they actually got better. But
yeah, I mean, being hungry will do some crazy things to your sense of taste. Anything that tastes like okay just gets like us
like much better. I know what you mean. Yeah, I remember being. You know how the food on an airplane sucks, right?
Wait, really? I love airplane food. Well, I love international airplane food. It's never let me down.
Well, maybe it's just the airliner that I usually take, but so I usually fly Air Canada, right?
Okay.
And Air Canada's breakfast in particular tastes like actual garbage, like real garbage. And I just remember being so hungry one time that I was eating it, and I was like, "Well, this is good, actually."
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they stepped their game up just a tad bit.
No, because after that, I flew again, and it tasted like shit.
And it tasted like crap. Well, Air Canada, get reprimanded.
Yeah, you're probably never gonna fly Air Canada, I'm guessing, but I mean, don't eat their food if you have to.
Oh man. Well, this is a show where we do talk about video games typically, and we both do live here in Japan. But today we're taking a small break on the video game topic. It is Halloween month, and we want to try to talk about a little bit of Halloween here in Japan because it can get kind of crazy, and it's one of those holidays that really blew up. I'd say maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah,
at this
pretty
point.
recently. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's not the same as Halloween like in the States. I don't know how is Halloween in Canada? Like, do you trick or treat
more or less
anything?
the same. I suspect it's the same as it is in America.
Okay.
As a kid, you do a lot of trick or treating, right? So you dress up and you walk around your neighborhood, you get candy, whatever. And if you're an adult, and especially if you're of legal drinking age, you kind of just have weird ass
like a Halloween
party
or something. Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden, like everything is sexy. It's like sexy mummy, sexy doctor, sexy, you know what I mean?
Sexy zombie, nurse, everything's just sexy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, sometimes the costumes are also like kind of racist, where it's like,
you could have those two.
Yeah, I mean that happens. That happens all the time too. So I mean, I suspect it's more or less the same as it is in America. The only difference I can think of is that if you're a kid trick or treating, like you would often try to figure out how to stay warm. You know what I mean?
Well, that could be a difference, like because I'm from the South in the U.S. and we never had an issue. Like I never had an issue of staying warm. It was never like in November. It was never like terribly. Sorry, October. I guess it was
Yep.
never terribly cold.
Sure.
But I could see like yeah, I could see that, especially in Canada. Like I assume it's
Yep.
just freezing at that point.
It gets pretty cold. I mean, there's been multiple Halloweens as a kid where first snowfall is around Halloween, actually.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, so I have distinct memories, and my sister has kids as well. She can back this up, where there's a unique challenge of trying to fit a costume over top of like a snowsuit.
That doesn't even
So
seem possible. Like I mean, it's possible, but it just is like
yeah,
that's a different.
either it looks kind of weird, or like you just kind of like size up your costume essentially, or pick a costume that works over a snowsuit. Like I'm Ghost or something, you know what I mean? Because you just throw a sheet over you,
You just throw a
whatever.
sheet over
Yeah.
your. Yeah, yeah.
So I mean that's Halloween in Canada. It's basically the same, just with more snow, I guess.
Yep, and I know like in the U.S. now, a lot of course, like today's Halloween is well, you just I guess you either go to like a church or you sometimes go to a your neighborhood, just places you kind of know, like you trust, because I guess it's just not as safe as it used to be. Not that it was 100% safe back in the day, but I mean, yeah, if you've seen any
Yeah.
type of thing, E.T. like that image of Halloween is pretty traditional. People on the cul-de-sac,
Called a sack.
cul-de-sac, God, that
I think it's called a sack, but I don't know.
on the
I don't know.
sack, people on the sack.
Yeah, I really think it's sack actually. Yeah,
Have you ever seen the people on the
the
I
sack
I never lived on the sack,
on a
so
cul-de-sac. Yeah, okay, yeah,
I
same.
always wanted to.
Oh, really? Oh, I mean, I guess they have
They have it's like it's
this image of being like a nice neighborhood kind of thing, right? Yeah, yeah.
or like that those three people who live there, or four people are like they're always like they got a basketball goal that they have a full court kind of like a
Are
half
you
court like
you
it's
have this image from like from daytime dramas maybe, or
yeah,
like
it's like random daytime dramas. Plus,
yeah.
my friend actually lived on a cul-de-sac, and I was like, oh man, you guys seem lucky because like anytime one of them would come over, like the other three neighbors would come over, and I'd be like, man, you guys seem really happy together.
Yeah, and since it's kind of like a closed street in a sense, like if you're growing up on a cul-de-sac, you can basically play in the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, you're basically just
Yeah,
on the street.
because like yeah, sure, like just cars that'll come, but basically it's just people that live there or people who are visiting. So there's very minimal traffic. So I don't encourage playing in the street, but you can do it in a cul-de-sac.
Right, right.
Um, there's two right now our cul-de-sac talk. There's two types of listeners: people that absolutely do not give a shit, or people that
It's
have
true.
no idea what a cul-de-sac is.
we're like, move it along, move it along, move it along.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Halloween in Japan. I mean, do you, what do you, what was your first impression like when you came here and you were like, hey, I want to do something for Halloween? What did you do
Oh
anything or
yeah,
like what
no,
was it about? Like what was up for you?
that's a great question. Cause like, well, I mean, like, I think my feelings about Halloween in Japan are pretty similar to other holidays in Japan, such as Easter and Christmas. You know what I mean?
They're not
Um,
exactly translated correctly.
they Here's the best thing. Here's the best way that I can describe Halloween in Japan is as if someone told you about this thing that everyone does overseas, but you weren't allowed to look it up on the internet and look up like pictures or videos, and you just tried
Yes.
to like do it,
That
right?
that is that because like even the stores don't have Halloween decorations.
They kind
That
of do, but it's weird. It's just
it's
like, yeah,
they might have a pumpkin, but there's no black cats, there's no spiders and cobwebs and mummies or anything.
yeah,
It's
it's
like
pretty messed
one
up. It's just
thing.
like I don't even know, man. Yeah, it's as if like someone told you how to make, like, let's say like someone told you how to make a cake or something, right? And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just told you what was inside that cake, but they didn't really tell you like the recipe, and you weren't allowed to Google it, and
And
you
you
tried
had
to
to
make
make
that,
it, and you try to
and you
make it.
had to make that cake.
You had to make it.
That's basically the best I can explain
It
it.
looks right,
Yeah,
but it doesn't taste right.
or it's like kind of right,
It's
but
kind of
it's
something's
clearly something
there.
is wrong with it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I went to the convenience store like a couple years ago, around Halloween, and I
Hmm.
saw them selling, and I wish I was kidding, Halloween eggs, but there was nothing inherently Halloween about it. It wasn't orange. They weren't pumpkin designed. They were just like a pack of 4 eggs that just happened to have Halloween branding on it. And I was like, what is the point?
Why
What was your
eggs?
yeah?
Why eggs too? Like eggs are Easter. Like what?
And it was just like, do you even know what the yeah? And I went to like another store as well, and they had like Halloween toothpaste, and I'm like, what in the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what does this have to do with
It
Halloween?
has nothing to, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've only had one. So when I was teaching, I had one student. They were, I guess, half Japanese and they were also half American. And their mom actually like did Halloween for them. So they were like,
yeah,
yeah, if you want to come over and like get some candy or like whatever, then you know feel free to come by our house because we do this every year. And so like I live close to the place, and so I just kind of like went by, and sure enough, they actually were doing Halloween correctly, but
right.
the houses next to them were so normal that it was just like what
It kind of stands out, right?
it yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't have kids, and I'm not a kid in Japan, but I'm thinking like, what would it be like? What how? Okay, so let's say you live not in an apartment block or whatever. You kind of live in a house surrounded by other houses, right, in a
Right,
suburb in
right.
Tokyo. If you tried to go trick or treating, how much candy are you actually gonna get? I'm willing to bet zero. I'm honestly willing to bet you're gonna get zero candy. You're
I,
gonna
I
knock on,
have I have
yeah.
faith that at least one one
So I
person will
mean,
give you like
like,
one piece of leftover candy they have lying around.
yeah, I bet you it'd be like trick or treat, and then the people would be like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do I do?" And they're like, "Give them candy." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, have a mochi," and they're like, "Okay, cool." You know what I mean? But like, yeah, I don't think people really here know what trick or treating is, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's one of those things. But instead, what ended up happening was, in as like so, kids don't have really the experience of trick or treating or even dressing up for that matter,
right,
for Halloween. But when you get into college and on up, that's
it's
a
crazy
whole
shit.
different
It's crazy,
game.
yeah.
It's a whole different game.
It's I definitely feel like it's the same kind of divide back home where like once you hit legal drinking age, it's like no one gives a shit about trick or treating. Like everyone's getting wasted. You know what I mean? Like it's just like weird.
Right, right. It's like you're kind of
Yeah.
like that dorm room party or
Yeah.
something like that. But Japan took this to the next level because they weren't like, hey, let's just have a dorm room party. Everyone party in your apartments, get dressed up in Halloween costumes. Nah,
Yeah.
it's too small for that. Take it to the streets.
Yeah. Right.
Take it, take it to the streets.
Well, at least if you're in Tokyo, right?
If you're in Tokyo, I actually don't know if
Of other
Halloween,
cities, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
if it kind of spread anywhere else because Shibuya infamously the first year had so many people participating in this
That
kind
was
of.
crazy shit. Yeah.
Would you just call it a block party at this point? It's a
No, that
block
was a
party.
fucking that was a controlled it was as if it was like a riot, but no one was rioting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a riot because like you couldn't move. Everyone was dressed up. There were so
That
many
was the
Mario's.
stupidest fucking. Have you ever? Okay, so straight up. So anyone who's not aware of what we're talking about right now, a couple years ago, I want to say what 5-ish maybe years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
Shibuya. You know, you guys probably know what Shibuya is, but this part of Tokyo, famous for fashion and just being a cool hip place to hang out, started. I don't even know. This isn't even a sanctioned event. This is just some people on the internet that are like, let's go drink in Shibuya, I believe, right?
I think so. Yeah, it was just like
I
let's
don't
go
think
do
it's sanctioned
something.
or anything. Yeah. So basically, people started gathering in Shibuya in costume. So you would dress up as whatever the fuck you wanted. And Japan has an open container. Like it's legal to drink outside in Japan. You can absolutely do that. Like it's not against the law. So people would just come to Shibuya in costume and just hang out in the streets in around the station area and just get wasted. And it's
Yep,
like a
yep.
lot of people. It's like a
It's
lot of
it's
people.
at least
Yeah.
thousands at this point.
Yeah,
Like
it's a lot of people. And you would just have like this, and it just it's so very quickly spirals because like if people around you are also getting drunk and having a good time, like you feed on that, right?
the whole energy just kind of gets
Yeah.
like yo, and I mean there's like everyone's dressed up. It's just a big party. It's a big
Everyone's
party.
dressed up, everyone's drinking, you know what I mean? Everyone's relatively young, you know what I mean? So it's it very quickly just gets pretty crazy, right? So this
I
started. I don't even know how this started happening, but this is like a relatively recent thing in Chibi. It's like a Chibi Halloween party, and it's famous. It's infamous for several reasons, but so
several reasons for sure, and it's like I don't know. I went one year. I think the
oh, did
second
you?
year, yeah, I went the second year. It was back during my Hey, I think I went to like a club or something like that.
A club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
you sound
club.
like you don't even know where you were.
I don't
I was
know.
somewhere. Yeah.
I think I went to a club and then like I walked out in the street. I forgot it was Halloween. We forgot to mention that this does not start on Halloween. This is like the week of Halloween, leading up to Halloween. It's like
But
7 days
it's like the
before.
worst. On the Friday night of Halloween week is like the worst.
Yeah, it's so strange because it's just like,
Right.
hey, we're starting the party 4 or 5 days early, and then on the height, like,
So like
um,
if Halloween falls on like on a Sunday, you can bet your ass like Friday and Saturday, like
are gonna be
it's
crazy.
gonna chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be chaos. But yeah, I went out there, and of course, I was moving around, but there were just so many people, and just I saw so many sexy nurses and
Probably a
sexy
lot of sexy nurses.
police
Yeah.
women. I'm sorry, but it was just like that's. I feel like those are the majority of people who were dressed up were women, and then like there are guys out
There's
there,
like
but
no men dressing up. No men
there was
dressed
there.
up.
I mean, the guys are in like the little kind of like Pikachu costumes or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
because they're
It's
like,
like
I
derpy
want to do
stuff.
something. I don't want to commit to a
Yeah,
costume.
it's
Yeah,
like no
yeah.
one's ever committing. You rarely see any. I didn't see too many anime costumes, but it
I
was
think
mainly
if you,
generic and some game like Mario was the
yeah.
main one. Mario Luigi. I saw so many of them.
Oh, I've seen. Have you ever seen a sexy Mario? Because
I
I
don't want to see
have.
a sexy Mario. What is it?
I've seen a bunch of
What
sexy
is
Marios.
this?
Yeah.
What is sexy Mario?
Just type it in Google, man. Sexy
Oh, I'm okay.
Mario.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. I'm
I
okay.
don't know if you'll get Chris Pratt anymore at this point,
I'm over
but
here trying
yeah.
to look up a YouTube video of Halloween Japan. I'm like, nah, maybe I shouldn't just show a random YouTube video. Who knows what's on
Who
that
knows
thing?
what's gonna happen? Yeah. No,
So
that's Shibuya. I've never been. I've seen footage. I was in Shibuya on Halloween, but I left the area quickly before
as
anything
you should
started.
have,
Yeah.
as you should have.
Yeah.
It's just kind of dumb. And then like I remember one year, and I think it was like one of the years I was working in Shibuya was like a bunch of foreigners for whatever reason. I guess it was also Japanese people too. Like decided
Mhm.
to flip a truck, like
Yes. Yeah.
a
That was
light truck.
2018, I believe. Yeah.
They just like got really hype and decided to
They
like
flipped a truck
and they
over, and then they lit it on fire.
and they lit it on fire.
Yeah, this really happened.
This
So
really happened. Like this, like anyone listening now, you're like, what does this have to do with Halloween? It has
nothing. It just,
nothing.
it just,
Nothing.
yeah, I can. It's what happens when you get a bunch of young people. I mean, I don't want to sound like a crazy old person right now, but basically,
We're in that age
what,
demographic still. Don't worry.
we're
Still.
getting we're getting up there. We actually know. Are we?
No,
Are are we?
you can still go out there. You can still do it.
I could probably still do it.
You
Yeah,
can
I
still do
won't.
it.
I won't.
You can
But
still go.
basically, what happens is like when you get a bunch of like people, I guess yeah, like young people who like are drinking and everyone's drinking and there's like tons of people and everyone's drinking and it gets very quickly gets wild, right?
They have police
Yeah.
out there. And the first year, like they couldn't control it as well. But
Yeah.
like night after night, the police like would gradually increase to the point where the police now, especially after that first event, they became like really famous. This one, I forgot the policeman, but he stood on top of the car and he had like his microphone and he was trying to be like really polite to people, like, we're glad you're having a great time out here, but just be safe. Walk in a line if you can. Don't stomp on people, whatever. And Japan coined the term like DJ police
Oh,
because he's
really?
like a DJ and he's policing the area. I mean, he's also a policeman, but that term became like a thing for that year. But now I feel like over the years, like in the past 5 years, I mean, of course, like last year, I don't think there's anything, but
It wasn't last year. Maybe the year before that. I believe. Maybe no 2020. They might have made. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah.
I feel like it was like it has been getting less crazy. Like less
No,
people
my
are going out
timeline's all
there.
messed up. I think they skipped it last year, but 2019 probably for sure. People did stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's gotten less people. Like less people are going.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I suspect this year probably not much of a turnout, but maybe
Yeah.
2022 will come
Dude,
back in full force.
2022. Oh
Yeah.
fudge, full force.
I think what's amazing about this gathering of tons of people in Shibuya basically is that relatively there's not that much crime reported.
That
So
is
like
very
no
true.
so no like stabbings and no like theft. I mean that's like reported at least. I do believe there is some reports of like sexual harassment,
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
thing, but I don't think there's like murders basically. Like no
Yeah,
one's
yeah,
getting,
no one's, yeah,
yeah,
no one found a dead zombie on the street.
no one's getting like shanked or anything out there. I mean, it
Oh,
would be really easy. I mean, I'm not, like
no, we're
saying
not condoning
good.
that.
Yeah,
But the distance between like you and somebody else is very
it's tight. It's
it's
so
tiny.
tight. It's
It's
tight.
tiny.
Yeah, it's
You,
tight.
it
Yeah,
like just be at Comic-Con or something like that. It's
yeah, yeah.
that close, you know.
So yeah, that's should be Halloween. Yeah, I remember I was also in the area. Yeah, I had to be there for like work, and then I was like, "What day is it? Oh, fuck, it's Halloween. Oh
It's
shit."
time to go home.
Yeah, I was
Get
like, "Oh
quick,
guys, we're
get
going
out
home. We're
quick.
going home. Everyone's going home. Everyone's going home early." Because the last thing I want to do is like trying to go home, but it's just like
It's
pushing
just
through a crowd.
pushing through a
or-
crowd.
and I'm
And
like, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with this.
you know
right
what
now.
they did actually like stop? I think restaurants couldn't sell alcohol or something on Halloween,
Yep.
but convenience stores still could. And then no, actually, I think they shut the convenience stores down. Like, don't. Well, they didn't shut them down, but they're like, just don't sell alcohol if you can.
I
don't
think
know.
what also about this is just the night after is a fucking mess. I mean, if you guys
Oh, the
listening
street's
right now,
horrible.
yeah, if you guys want to look this up, go look up like Japanese Halloween Shibuya cleanup or something like that. Shibuya aftermath, whatever. Just look up pictures on the internet. The city is a mess. It is so messy after Halloween that a bunch of volunteers, bless their souls, for no money will go out and just clean up Shibuya essentially.
I mean,
Right? 'Cause
yeah, it's
so
definitely
bad.
like
It's so bad.
it's definitely bless their souls because okay, I found
I would want
a
to.
video from NHK. NHK can't do us wrong other than charging us.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Apparently, people clean like some of the people like you said stay behind and they'll clean up in their costumes. Like we don't
Some will
want the
do
city to
that,
look
but yeah,
crappy.
usually like the day after, like in the daytime, people will come and clean up the city.
Yeah,
But
but
it
this
looks
is this
really
is
bad.
pretty much Halloween. It's that's it. But I mean, you were talking to me about something about like a train or something like
Yeah,
that.
so
Like what
this
the
is
heck?
a thing that I heard about back. So this is old. This predates the Shibuya thing. I do believe this was probably in the mid 2000s. I want to say, right? There was a
Okay.
thing in Tokyo called the Yamanote Halloween train or whatever it was, something like that. Yamanote party train or something like that,
Huh?
where the
Party
idea
train.
was to hop on the Yamanote line, which is a circle. For anyone who doesn't know, it's a train line that just runs in a circle, right? So you could basically get on one station and stay on that train for basically forever, right? Because it'll just go.
It just keeps going. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a thing called like a Yamanote like party train, and you would just bring a bunch of alcohol onto like in your bag, smuggle it in, hop on the Yamanote, and just have a party on this train. And it got a bad rep, obviously, for being disruptive, and because this is like it's a train, like people are using it to commute, people are going home, people are, you know what I mean, like people are trying to get places. But
Right.
imagine you're just trying to go somewhere, get home, and there's like a bunch of drunk people like partying on this train. Like
I
it's
couldn't. I can't imagine because like trains here are typically like the etiquette
quiet.
is
Yes, they're
quiet.
definitely
Like
quiet. Well, I mean by quiet we mean like what's the word? Civilized? I don't know.
I feel like even like talking in a loud voice is
Yeah, it's kind of frowned upon.
It's frowned
right?
upon. Like if you're with your friends, I know people will talk and that's fine. But if you're like you don't answer your phone, like no
Yeah,
phones,
like it's
essentially.
bad manners to talk on your phone in a train in Japan. But this very quickly got a pretty bad rep, and I do believe this kind of predates me even living in Japan actually.
Right. Right.
But apparently it was a really big thing among expats, among foreigners. So it would be people in their 20s, maybe early 30s, who are like, I miss Halloween parties. No one's doing a Halloween party. Let's do a Halloween party. Let's do it on this public train for some reason. And it got like, it was just a bunch of foreigners basically causing a ruckus. And it got to the point where you can maybe find this on Google or something, but there would be signs up on the Yamanote stations around Halloween that says like, it is prohibited to cause a ruckus on the train, like don't bring alcohol on the train. They're trying to stamp it out before it happened because it's legitimately like a public nuisance.
Which really unfortunately, it stinks because there's only so many foreigners in Japan. And
yeah,
then
and as
that's
a
like
foreigner in Japan, like I mean, I don't want you guys to like ruin it for me.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
don't believe we're all like this, but I mean,
Yeah.
so it is one of those things though where there's not enough rooms to in any apartment unless you're in a really nice
A
place,
really big
a
apartment,
really
yeah.
nice place, high
Yeah.
rise or something,
Yeah.
or out in the country, I guess,
Sure.
where you're
Yeah.
going to be able to have like more than maybe 4 people over at a given time and
Right.
standing, moving
Yep.
around.
Yeah. I had a party in my last apartment, and I think I could comfortably keep 4 people in there, maybe. Like I don't
I,
know.
I,
Yeah.
I had like 4 people, and then I was like, okay, it's getting a little crowded. I
It's
need
getting
to.
crowded. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in my new
Exactly.
apartment, it's just like 3 people is max,
Like
like 2 or
three
3
max,
people.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 You just you don't want to get on that. Um, but yeah, don't use the train. Don't use public transportation
So
for your
I'm pretty sure this
party.
doesn't happen anymore. But I remember hearing about it in the mid 2000s, somewhere around 05, 06, 07, that kind of like around there. I remember hearing about this. It's good. It's gone now. I guess it's been replaced by the Shibuya party, which is
It,
much better.
which is
Obviously,
much
for
better.
reasons like
It's
at least you're not inconveniencing people. You're not inconveniencing people as much.
much because I mean,
Yeah.
like, to be fair, pretty much everyone in Shibuya at that point is there for Halloween.
Exactly. Like you
you're
know what's
there for that.
happening.
You know.
Yeah, and you're like, if you don't want to be here, peace out, obviously, or avoid Shibuya. But if you have to take the train home, if you have to take that train, like you have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
You got to deal with the
Yeah.
hot and sweaty, just everyone just
Yeah.
drunk, ready to throw. Ugh. But yeah, it looks like this Halloween train party, like the earliest YouTube videos I'm finding, it's like from 2007, 2009,
Oh, so
like,
it's around the mid
yeah,
2000s then, kind of late
like around that
2000s.
time.
Yeah.
So like just right before I
Moved
came to Japan. Yeah, yeah.
So I obviously I've never done it, and I won't. I personally think it's a bad idea, but
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
If someone would be like, in our home countries, it would be like the police would be waiting for you after
Oh my
you got off the
God,
train. They'd be like,
yeah.
yo, y'all
Yeah.
coming to the station right now. Like, that's it. It's
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like an old man or anything, but I just don't know why you would be like, yeah, this is a great idea. Like,
It sounded good at the time.
just go to a
right?
park. Just go to a park. Just go to Yoyogi Park or something, man. Just,
You know,
what I
that
mean?
is actually a better idea. I don't feel like people go to the parks. You got plenty of space. You
Yeah.
can still drink in the park, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nighttime, but that seems like a good choice.
So that's pretty much, yeah. I mean, this should be a thing because it's kind of an evolution of the Yamanote train, but I don't know what's gonna happen this year, obviously, with how global health thing is working out. But do you have any plans for Halloween this year, or what? What's up? What are you gonna be doing?
It's actually on a Sunday this year, and
Okay.
which is like one of my stream days. By the way, you can
Gonna be
follow
doing
me.
you by the way, follow me. Yeah.
By the way, follow me on Twitch, NinjaTrixta.
Yeah.
Gosh, well, your thing is not on the screen right now.
Yeah, it's probably behind my
It's
camera.
behind the darn sources.
You gotta just rearrange
Oh
the
my
layer stack.
goodness,
Yeah.
I feel so bad. I feel
Yeah.
bad now. Darn it, I came
But,
prepared.
You guys can follow me on Twitch.
There we go.
So-
I got you set now.
Sweet. It's twitch.tv/root24. I stream twice a week. I finished Dragon Quest last week, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. You did it. You
beat Dragon Quest. Yeah.
accomplished it.
I did.
You
And
no
then I
longer
was
have to
like-
deal with it ever again, ever.
So here's what's up. So after I finished stream, I was like, thanks guys, it was fun. I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around for all of Dragon Quest. You guys are awesome. Finished stream. And then I closed OBS. And then I right-clicked Dragon Quest on Steam. And then I uninstalled it. So,
It's
yeah.
good memories though. It had some great memories in it.
Yeah.
Lots of them. I mean, I think for me, last year I dressed up as Sans from Undertale on
Right.
stream and played a little bit of Undertale and Visage, which is a horror game that just had come out at the time. This year, I'm not sure what I'm gonna be playing. I think it might be like Phasmo VR. I wanted to dress up as Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh right,
But-
but you didn't have the hair for it.
Well, I mean, you can get the hair.
Or the shoes.
You can get the shoes. I found out Amazon has it all, man.
Oh, like the costume?
The costume, yeah, it has all of it, but none of it. I didn't order early enough, so all of it gets here around like what is it, like the 31st or no, it's like November 1st through like November 10th or something.
Oh, it's a little too dicey, yeah.
It's a little just like right after Halloween, so I'm like, man. But the only item that would be here on time was $100 Keyblade.
Okay, so here's what's up. Here's I think how you can jangle a costume together. Go to Don Quixote,
Oh gosh.
get a Son Goku hair piece instead.
Huh?
and then um find, I want to say like maybe just like a Donald Duck kind of top, and for the keyblade you need like something, get the Burger King crown,
Oh
and
my
then
goodness. This is really
yeah, and then like a cardboard tube, and something just hold it, and that's pretty much that's your Sora.
that's it. I mean, I do have an actual mini like keyblade.
Yeah, do that and be like,
Just hold this up.
it's
Yeah.
from the Kingdom Hearts 37 underscore divided by 4, where Sora's keyblade shrinks for some reason.
It's from the shrunken chapters.
Yeah,
It's from that. Just trust me, everybody. You
yeah,
don't know the lore. I know it.
you should do that. That's funny. I honestly think that would be really funny if you tried to piece it together with just different parts, like especially with like a Goku hair thing from Don Quixote.
Oh man, I have to go to a Don Quixote. Like,
You
I guess there's one in Funabashi if I remember. There's one in that area.
okay? Sure.
And it's not
I'm not on top of my Don Quixote
it,
locations.
it's not I don't even know if it's still open. Like I'm not really sure
Have
where the
you
closest donkey is anymore.
How often have you gone to a Don Quixote and been like, "This is a fire hazard. What if this
Dude, I
goes
went to
like?"
one. I think the last time I went to one was probably like 4 years ago or something
Yeah,
in Asakusa,
sure. Yeah,
like that area, and it
that's a
was,
fire hazard.
dude, it had like this huge fish tank with
Oh,
like this
it's
exotic fish inside of it. Like
oh, that's crazy
it
shit.
was it was crazy, but it was the only Don Quixote I've ever been to that had space in the aisles.
Oh, really?
It was like big enough, because like it was. I was like, wow, this place is actually wide enough for like people to walk through,
Have
and
Have you been to the one in Akihabara though? Right, that's probably the
yeah,
famous one because
that's
of the AKB
gosh,
theater.
yeah, that's horrible.
I
There's
like
no
that Don
room.
Quixote because
It's
well, it's like the Don
it's
Quixote kind of, and it's
below
like
the AKB theater. Is that
well,
one?
the AKB theater is on top of Don Quixote. And there's the arcade that's kind of below the AKB theater, and it's next to Scubo, which I like going to because I like looking at PC parts and mechanical keyboard stuff. And to me, I
There's
just like going there. So
Yeah, there's like a really good figure shop that's not too far away from there either, like same road. Um,
yeah, and if you go down, if you guys can picture what we're picturing, you probably can't. But I mean, there's also the Kotobukiya store, which is kind of like a block,
I've
two
never
blocks
I've never
away.
been to the Cody. So
Never? It's all
I
right.
didn't
It's
know
fine.
those places existed, and
Yeah.
I've never been to them. I
If
didn't
you guys
realize.
like
Yeah,
once tourism opens up back to in Japan, like Akihabara is a pretty chill place to go to. I like going to Akiba for a couple of reasons. Not just I mean, just because it's like all of my hobbies are
in one
there.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I like anime, so obviously it's a good place for anime. I like computer stuff, obviously a good place for computers. I like headphones actually, and there's a really good headphone store there. Everything that I like is like in Akihabara.
you
So
just gotta
yeah,
live there, man. You gotta live.
I really should
You gotta
consider
claim
it.
that
Yeah,
castle. You gotta claim that
yeah,
castle. You
yeah,
just gotta
yeah.
just move in over there, and they've got a couple of nice areas there as well now. Like it's like a kind of artsy side to it, with some kind of not fancy restaurants, but just like really like, oh snap! I wouldn't imagine this being in Akihabara if you would have told me about it like 30 years ago. Like the image is a little bit different on that side of
Oh,
town.
it changed. Akiba's changed. I remember
Yeah,
hearing an article about it, how people who miss OG Akihabara like hate the current Akiba.
current one is special.
Yeah, because OG Akiba used to be a lot like legitimate electronics. So if you're into actual like gadgets,
Circuitry and
circuitry, circuit boards, like DIY stuff, ham radio, that kind of stuff, that was Akiba. And then over time it became like like kawaii moe, maid cafe. You know what I mean?
the Maid Wars.
Anime, land. And if you aren't into that shit, then you probably hate Akiba
You
now.
probably
So
hate it. I'm
yeah.
surprised there's not an anime about or like a manga. Maybe there is about like maid cafes having a war. Like that is a whole nother podcast
Have
that
you
maybe
been
we'll
to?
do.
I've asked this. Have you been to a maid cafe before? Or?
I've been to like four.
Oh my god, it's so much more than yeah, it's a lot more
I've
than
been because it's like whenever my friends come over, they're like, "Hey, take us to a maid
maid
cafe,"
cafe, and
and
you're
I'll be
like,
like,
I want to, but sure, okay.
I don't know like which one is the best one, but eventually now I guess I've been to the bigger chain ones.
What's your favorite? Okay, you gotta tell me what's your favorite maid cafe chain?
I still like the one that was I know a lot of people like there's like Made Dreaming or
Maid
whatever,
Dreaming,
that's
yeah,
the huge one,
yeah.
but there's the one that's formed by the guy who does the producer for Morning Musume. That was the
Oh
first one I ever
really?
went to,
Oh
and they
yeah.
like they perform on the stage and everything. Like it's essentially like you're a producer, and they had a bunch of seats. They had like some good cake. That like the food was pretty good. good space. But yeah, it was just a mini theater. It's like if the AKB theater was a maid cafe.
That sounds pretty chill. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually. I was like really surprised. I was like, okay, this is normal. But I mean, like the very first one I went to, the only thing that was different was just like, oh, this girl said like, "Oishikunare moi moi kyun" or something.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
they do the spell. Yeah. So when you go order your food, they're like, "We're gonna pass the spell to make your food delicious." Oishikunare, and you're like, "Okay, you repeat after me." Yeah. Um, I
But
mean, that's the thing that
it was just like a
happens.
normal cafe though. I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I was just
Do you know
like,
what? You know who should do a make cafe? Pasella. Pasella should do a make
oh
cafe.
no,
I
Pasella should
would.
do. Yes.
Pasella should cater for my wedding, or you know what I
No,
mean?
they
Like,
no you they do
yeah.
have Pasella for weddings.
Oh, they do, don't
They
they?
do, they do, they do.
Oh
You
my
can get that
god.
if you want
Do you want to
to.
explain what Pasella is for anyone who doesn't know? Or
Pasella is this. They probably do Halloween events there too now.
oh,
I bet you
probably, yeah,
$10.
yeah.
They it's this karaoke chain here that is also oddly enough like has really good food.
Like
Like
really good food, like
really good food.
damn good food.
Because karaoke parlors typically have like this. What is it? What's the ice cream from the freaking shit? Not shaved ice, but
Kakigori?
no, I'm
No,
thinking of just crappy ice cream that you get from a
like soft serve
soft serve. Yeah, it's soft serve ice cream, fountain soda, and some like kind of
snacks.
okay snacks,
Yeah,
French
so like
fries, chips,
fries
kind of
or
thing.
like karage, like fried chicken, that
And
kind of
it's like
stuff, right?
greasy fried chicken too. It's not and
Yeah.
squishy and but this place, I don't know who they hire, but the rooms
The
are
chefs,
nice.
they have like actual chefs.
They have
Yeah.
there's got to be an actual chef behind there because
Yeah.
they got like some straight up good spaghetti ravioli whatever.
Yes.
They're known for their desserts, which are these like what is
The
it?
honey toast.
God, the honey toast. Cut into
Oh
that
my god,
toast.
yeah.
Put that ice cream. Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't even go there for singing. Like
Yes, so legit, like no joke, real talk. I took people to Pasella not to sing, but for the food. We just happened to also sing because we were honest. We were in a karaoke booth. Like we might as well. We paid for the time, but my primary goal was just the food because it's so damn good.
it's stupidly good.
But if
And
you
they
guys have ever heard of like the Final Fantasy 14, the Eorze Cafe, or the Dragon Quest Cafe, or the Square Enix Cafe, or the Monster Hunter Cafe, actually, all their food is produced by Pasella. So if you've been to one of those and you're like, yeah, that's pretty good, it's actually Pasella food.
and that's that's how you know it's a trap, man. And they
Yeah.
do those themed rooms too. I know that they did some crossover with some animes, but here's apparently the Pasella Halloween because it's called Pasella Resorts, and you can like, gosh, yeah, I'm already on the website, but you can already see it's just like, hi, we're here for a sexy Halloween party,
Sexy
but
Halloween party, yeah.
sexy
Yeah.
Halloween party.
Yeah.
But apparently, like their honey toast cake or whatever, it's got like a upgrade. It's got like some spooky stuff on top of it. I guess. Like I don't know. Like it's kind of like what Alex was saying earlier. Like something's missing. This doesn't feel like Halloween, but
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
there. Like
Yeah. It's just like going through the motions, except the motions are wrong.
they're
Do you know
wrong.
what
Like
I mean?
I don't understand. Like I get the concept of this eye on this bread, and there's like a magical hat, and there's it's surrounded like by some orange and red decorations,
Yeah,
but it's
right.
just like what
Yeah, so example, if you go to Domino's right now, you go to Domino's.jp and you look up what their pizzas are, they have a Gente, like a limited Halloween pizza, right?
from
Except
Domino's. Okay,
except like, okay, close your eyes, but before you even bother typing in Domino's, like
okay.
what would you imagine a Halloween themed pizza to even look like or have on it?
I imagine it would have some jalapenos because that's what pumpkins look like.
Sure.
I would hope that it's at least divided to where there's some sort of. Well, there's definitely gonna have mayonnaise, just
Okay.
cause.
Yeah.
But the only thing from pumpkin in a pizza would be either they have some pumpkin on there somewhere, or
Mhm.
there's chocolate. I mean, you can't have chocolate on your pizza, like a dessert kind of pizza, you know.
Yeah. Hmm.
But it's not a dessert pizza, so it's just jalapenos with pepperoni. It's just a normal pizza.
Yeah, you're definitely like really close actually.
Like,
So go, yeah,
what's the Halloween ingredient then?
I mean, go ahead,
can't-
like take a look at it now. Go to Domino's.jp and like, cause back home, like
What the
Halloween, yeah. So everyone's like, oh, Halloween equals candy, right? Candy, Halloween candy, right? That's a thing.
That's a
There's
that's a
no
thing.
such concept really, so it's just like jalapeno peppers and ghost pepper oil. It's spicy basically. They
It's
just made a spicy
spicy.
pizza.
They
Yeah.
made a spicy pizza. That's we're literally looking at jalapenos. Is that part of the garlic on there? Yeah, the garlic pizza
Yeah, it's just
with
like what in the like why is this, what this nothing, this has
it's
nothing to
because
do with
it's
Halloween.
that's what pumpkins look like. They're
But
facing the heat. It's
so
pumpkin heat.
that's just fucking Halloween, man. That's
This
so
yeah, this is it.
yeah.
This is
So it's like Japan tries to go through the motions of Halloween, except the motions are just completely wrong or whatever, right?
they're wrong. I mean maybe one day they'll be right.
I doubt it, honestly. I doubt it, but
Some one of the foreign brigade rise up, take a throne somewhere in whatever fast food restaurant, do it big.
this is definitely like the same, thing that happens with like Easter and Christmas. Like obviously a lot of Japanese people know what Christmas is, and I do understand that it's like I think a lot of them do know that it's like a Christian holiday, even though it's
Right,
basically
right.
pagan essentially, but still Christian, right? Jesus Christ. And you s- you have cake or you have some kind of meal, right? But they
It's a couple holidays. It's the precursor to Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but in Japan, it's like, oh, I'm gonna spend the night with my love, by loved one, I mean like my girlfriend or my boyfriend,
Yeah.
or my husband or my wife or whatever, right? My partner, and that's it. We had a lovely Christmas evening. We went out for dinner, we had cake, and then we went to like a love hotel or whatever, right?
And it's not even Christmas Day. It's Christmas Eve. That's
It's
more
Christmas
important.
Eve,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and that's Christmas Eve. But like, if you ask anyone else, they're like, "What's Christmas?" Like, "Oh yeah, I'm going home. I'm gonna
I'm
go
going
home
to
for
a family
Christmas.
holiday or something. We're
Yeah,
gonna chill. It's gonna
spending
get some
time with my family. I'm gonna see my friends. Like that's Christmas, right?
Which happens in the New Year's holiday because New Year's here is like a mashup of Christmas and
Christmas and
Thanksgiving kind of
for other cultures,
for other
right?
cultures. Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's it's a mashup of it's the family holiday happens then.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, apparently, love hotels on Christmas Eve are so
are so busy. You have to
so
reserve
busy.
a love hotel.
You have to book in advance to
Yo,
go to a love hotel on
wait,
Christmas.
can you imagine this? Can you imagine this? Because you know Christmas also has the KFC Christmas box too,
Bringing your
right?
KFC to a love hotel?
Bringing no, taking your date or your loved one to KFC. You reserve the KFC first, then you reserve the love hotel
hotel?
afterward.
It sounds so dumb.
sounds so
so
cheap,
dumb.
too.
Like anyone, oh my god, like anyone listening to this who hasn't really heard of Japanese Christmas probably thinks this is the stupidest thing.
It sounds
you
sounds
have-
so cheap. It sounds like
You have
actually
like a
bad
bucket of
cheap.
KFC and then you go to a love hotel. It sounds awful, but that's what happens, man.
But that's what happens. That's what
Yeah.
happens here in Japan. It's you got to keep it. You got to stay classy. You got to stay classy.
classy. Oh my god. He's like, girl, I got a girl. KFC. It's got what you want.
Like, yeah, I got an evening plan for you. KFC
Oh my
and this love
god.
hotel.
Can you imagine trying that
It's
anywhere else?
greasy.
You be get dumped so fast. Like
You would get dumped off of the premise and the thought of going to
KFC.
KFC. Like
Yeah.
that's just it. Like
Yeah.
what and you know what it could be actually. You could if you want to do the Omega style, you just go Disneyland, go to KFC after that, and then you're
then a
all
love
good.
hotel.
And then a love hotel.
Well, I
Or
mean, if
just
you go
do
to
the
Disneyland,
KFC
you
first.
just go to the Disneyland Ambassador Hotel. Like that's actually ballers. But
No, it's not the same.
it's not the same, no.
It's not the same.
Gotta go to a
Got-
love
you
hotel?
got to go cheap the entire time. Got to go cheap the entire way.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, that's Christmas in Japan, which is obviously very very different from anywhere else. Because, like when you think of Christmas, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna see my family, see friends. I'm gonna eat for a couple weeks, and then I'm gonna come home back to Japan. Like that's Christmas. It's super chill, right?
Super chill
Yeah.
over here, man.
So like I went home for Christmas a couple years ago. Me and my girlfriend, we both live. Our parents rather like live in the same city.
Oh, that's nice.
But we don't live, obviously, we don't have a house together in Canada. So, like, we landed at the airport, and then we were like, I'd see you in a couple weeks. We just, like,
split.
yeah. I'd see you in a couple weeks. Yeah, legit. We took the airplane together,
man.
obviously, and then we are like, all right, see you. And we just, like, I was at my parents' house for 2 weeks. She was at her parents' house for 2 weeks, and then that was.
And then you met back up at the airport.
And then, yeah, and then we came back home to Japan. So, yeah, it's pretty weird, but yeah.
Oh well, I guess during Christmas we'll have another part where we'll discuss about the famous Christmas song by Wham.
There's only one, truly.
There's only one. Oh goodness, last
You know what
Christmas.
bugs me is
Never
like
want to
we're
hear that
getting
again.
we're getting kind of like derailed here, but you know what bugs me about like Christmas and by extension Valentine's in Japan is that Japan, you go to any store, you go to a restaurant, you go to a shopping center, whatever, around Christmas, it's gonna be the one song by Wham, right? Last Christmas,
Last Christmas.
which is kind of a sad song when you
It's a
think about
sad
it.
song. I don't
But
know
it's
what's.
kind of a sad song. Do you know
No,
what
no, it is a
song?
sad song.
It is a sad song.
There's no kind of.
Do you know what song they play on repeat around Valentine's Day?
No, I actually don't. I didn't know there
Uh,
was a Valentine song.
it's "Baby" by Justin Bieber.
Oh, that's even he's not happy about that.
Do you know what song? Do you know what that song's about? Definitely not spending time with your partner. It's about getting dumped. Um, so
Hey, it was one of those things where I'm sure the people who have somebody are listening to something else.
hopefully
No,
not "Baby" by
well,
Justin Bieber, but yeah,
maybe not. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh gosh. Well,
Thank God there's no Christmas song, or sorry, Easter song, right?
yeah. There's not. I was literally trying to think like, is there an Easter song?
Is there an Easter song? Yeah, I don't
No,
think
I
so.
I can't think that I can't think of any. I
Good.
can't think of any. So, anyways, that was our Halloween special. I don't know what we call this. We're just talking a little bit of Halloween. We haven't talked about Japan life in a while, so we figured it might be a good time to just kind of talk about Halloween since it's coming up, and if you're ever in Japan, maybe what you can look forward to or not look forward to, maybe. So, anything else you got to close with, Alex?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm wondering, like, when is Japan going to open up to tourists again? Like, maybe end of 2022? I don't know, right?
I thought it was like I heard some rumblings. I heard rumblings.
That is
No,
gonna
but
be
I
like
saw an article about later this year, actually, like in December or something, that they might start opening it back up a little bit more.
right. But I'm just curious, like, when it does open fully to open to tourists, like, how hard is Japan's tourism going to rebound? And am I going to have to deal with tourists when I go to Akihabara?
No, you will.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what? Just go to Akihabara now. You're probably
Well,
better off
maybe
because
not
there's
now,
no.
but
Well, I mean, I doubt there's any tourists there, so it's probably the best time to go to Akihabara.
it's true.
You
No,
just,
you're
just
right.
mask
Yeah,
up and,
it's
and
true,
go.
yeah.
Like there's
'Cause, like-
because what happens is a lot of people from like Southeast Asia or just Asia like just flood like Akihabara used to never have duty tax free signs.
Oh, there's so many stores now, right?
Every store now has
Yeah.
that sign. Every store has stuff in
Yeah.
English now. It's just like because it's so used to tourism now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's probably the best time.
I remember because I don't live in Tokyo, right?
yeah.
And I remember like before the pandemic, we just went to Akihabara, and I was like, "Holy shit! Why there's so many foreigners here?" Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's one of the things people were like, man, we wanted to kind of go back to old school. I mean, 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. I can honestly say 10 years it wasn't, but it kept growing because
Yeah, tourism has been insane, and then the pandemic killed it. But probably, I suspect we're gonna get a bit of a rebound next
it's gonna
next
be
year or something
it's
like
gonna
that.
be
Yeah.
it's gonna be revenge for the Olympics.
Yeah, hopefully in a positive economic way, not an outbreak kind of way, but yeah,
An outbreak way. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully not.
yeah.
So
All right, sweet.
there
That's
we
it.
go.
I don't know. Closing thoughts. Follow me on Twitch, I guess. Yeah.
Follow him on Twitch, and then you can follow me on Twitch as well at NinjaTrix. And yeah, like we said, go ahead, follow the podcast on Twitter as well at UGP_cast. You can also follow the YouTube at Unknown Games Podcast. We're putting up, these videos. Tell your friends about it. Not everyone likes to listen to us on iTunes or anything like that. So we know we have some YouTube listeners. It's a great time to explore the YouTube, and we do have YouTube Shorts. I do put some shorts up for the channel. Bayonetta, apparently people like Bayonetta. Well, what
That's
the
good. I mean, a lot of people like the game or the character. Like,
the character. I don't know about the game on that.
yeah, or like
They're
or
definitely
you, for that
feeling
matter. Like I'm just here for the band. I don't even give a shit.
I'm
Like,
here for the
yeah.
Bayonetta, these shorts.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week for episode number 106 of the Unknown Games Podcast, where we talk about something probably more related to games and probably, what we've been playing.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds good. See you guys.
There we
then.
go. See you. I keep forgetting my closing. Remember, you set the tone. Go play some games. Have some fun. Stay safe. And hopefully we'll see you in Japan one day for
Yeah.
Halloween.
Maybe figuratively. I don't know. But yeah. All right. See you guys.
Peace.